Remember when you said you want a man who can meet your needs, who can share the weight of the relationship, who can step up and lead in moments. What can you do in the relationship to actually ignite your man to lead more, initiate more, to be more of the masculine energy that you would love in that relationship? Because you're smart, you're successful, you're capable, you're the woman who gets things done. And in your relationship, it feels like you're the one who's doing everything. You're initiating the plans, you're carrying the emotional load, you're solving problems, paying attention to all the details, keeping that connection alive. Somewhere inside you're thinking, why am I the one that has to do all the work? Or maybe the majority of the work, if we're fair. And why can't he step up more? Why do I feel like I'm the one who's got to lead in this relationship? So if that sounds familiar, you are going to love these proven principles because they work and they take the weight off of you. And actually, he loves these principles because he loves to step up more. But before I give you those principles, let's talk about the concept of needs. Because here's the truth. Nobody else is responsible for meeting your needs. Our needs, when it comes to relationships, your man's needs, your needs, my needs in my relationship, those are our responsibility. It's not our partner's responsibility to meet our needs. Now, we can invite others to support us in meeting those needs. But the key here is the word support. They're not going to be the ones who meet your needs all on their own. And so if your needs are not being met, it's up to us to either meet our own needs, fill our own cup, or invite the other person into an experience that supports our needs being met. Because here's the thing. When you get frustrated that somebody else is not meeting your needs, it's often because we're expecting them to do something that we haven't clearly asked for. Marshall Thurber says it this way: the meaning of our communication is the result that we get. So we might think we're being clear. We're like, Matt, how much clearer could I get? I said it in this way. But the truth of the matter is, if we're not getting the result that we want, there's a way to communicate that's even more effective, even clearer, that can ignite your man into leading, into meeting your needs, into doing the things that you would love in a way that actually gets the result. And so today, I'm going to share with you 3 powerful shifts that you can make to help relieve the pressure from you so you can drop into your feminine energy, invite your man to step up, show up, and lean into supporting you meeting your needs in a beautiful way. So let's dive in. The first practice is to actually stop leading the relationship. In other words, it's to dial down the masculine energy and to dial up the feminine energy. That requires us stepping back. It requires us creating space. Now, your ability to lead, to make decisions, to handle life like a boss is amazing. Perhaps that's one of your greatest strengths. And in a romantic relationship, if you're always the one planning, if you kind of naturally gravitate into that groove and you just start leading, you're the fixer, you're the planner, you make the decisions, you're the emotional manager, well, then you're also leading with masculine energy. And there's nothing wrong with that if your man loves being in his feminine energy, and that's how you create the attraction. The point is that relationships thrive on polarity, right? It's that dance between masculine and feminine energy. And this is not male-female. We all have both energies, but you have to have the polarity for the attraction. So if you want him to step up and lead, you've got to stop filling that masculine role, which means letting go of control in certain areas, not all areas, certain areas of the relationship so you can make space for him to lead. It's not because you can't lead, but it's because you don't have to. You're actually empowering him to lead. And what's great is this doesn't have to be all or nothing. It's not like 100% one person leads and the other. You can take turns. But notice, if you're usually the one who does, empower him to lead, which then requires releasing control, and you'll start to notice this beautiful polarity begin to increase in the relationship. This second practice actually empowers you helping him lead, and it's this one: make clear requests, not hints. And this is a big one. So many women tell me, like, he should just know what I want. He knows me. He should just know what I need. Like, my girlfriends know what I need. It would be so awesome if he could just get it, if he could just know what you wanted, if he could just step up and read your mind and all of that. Like, there are times I would love to be able to read my wife's mind, but I can't. I don't. Like, we're not wired up that way as men. And so expecting him to read your mind is going to lead to resentment. It's going to lead to unmet expectations. It's not going to lead to the results that you want. So instead of just dropping hints or staying silent and hoping that he figures out what to do this. Make a clear, direct request. Now you want to make it with warmth and love, not from this place of frustration or criticism, but from this place of, I would love this. So instead of saying things like, you never help around here, you might think that is a clear request that you want him to help. No, the way men hear you never help around here is simply a statement. You're stating your perception or your opinion of the circumstance. You never help around here. Now you might think, well, he's got to be an idiot to not infer I want him to help. Psychologists know this with communication. Way more direct is to literally say what it is that you would love. And when you hook it to something that he's done that you love and ask him for more of it, that's the magic sauce right there. He will lean in. So you can say, you know what, honey, it really would help me feel loved and cared about if you would help clean up around here tonight. Help me do the dishes, help me clean the house. Would you be willing to do that for me? Boom, direct request for what it is that you would love, connected to also an outcome that he can see that'll help you feel loved and cared about. This is so much more powerful. And so when you communicate your needs clearly, without demands, but with what you would love, more like an invitation, you give him a way to win with you, which is what he's looking for. And the third principle is this: trust him to follow through, even if it's not perfect. And this is where a pattern can either amplify him serving and stepping up and meeting your needs, or it will detract and a downward spiral. In other words, here's where so many people accidentally sabotage the shift they're trying to make, is they ask for what they need, ask for what they want, and then the man starts to do it, and then the person critiques how it's being done. Like she'll say, well, you're not doing it right, you're not putting it together, or I didn't like this choice that you made. He will shut down because he's trying to win with you. For example, if you ask him to plan a date and then you nitpick the restaurant or the time he picked, he's going to feel like, man, I can't win with her, and so I shouldn't even try. You've got to let go of that perfection and embrace the participation. Let him lead. Let him try. Let him show up, even if it's not how you would do it. What matters most isn't how it's done, is that he's engaging, he's investing, he's leaning in to meet you where you want to meet him. And when you affirm his effort instead of correcting it, he will want to do more of it. Now, I get it. If he's totally off, give him critique and correct it. But if it's a 7 out of 10, then let it be, because you're holding a larger perspective that I'm trying to encourage him to lean into this way, and you will create a pattern that creates an upward spiral of him leading, him leaning in, him feeling celebrated, him wanting to do it more. And now you get to relax, you get to be served, you get to have those needs met in an even greater way. The two of you get to have more connection, and the attraction, all of that will go to another level. So here's the bottom line. As we remember, our needs are our responsibility, and we can invite our partner to step up in beautiful ways. When we lean back, we let them lead, we make a clear, direct request, and then we remember to celebrate them for what they're doing right instead of criticizing them for what they do wrong. That is a clear-cut formula to help inspire our partners to lean in, serve. They will know they're hitting the mark, they are winning with us, and it is an amazing shift in the relationship. So my question for you is, how have you inspired your partner to step up and begin leading in greater ways? I'm going to love to hear those comments below. I appreciate you. Here is to your expansive love life. I appreciate you so much. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you soon.